Brazilian Pride versus SK Gaming Prime, and the first ban away was WaterFox's Yasuo.
No huge surprises there. Egad tore up that second game and was, what, 7-0 at one stage, I believe, and ended the game on 1 death. So definitely an understandable ban coming right off the bat. Kassadin banned for the 3rd consecutive game as well, so clearly don't want to have to deal with that from Key Stars. So already, you got to say that Key Stars, they're giving some respect over to SK Gaming Prime.
Very true, and Kassadin, Kale, and Jax will all follow suit. Very repetitive bans coming through, and no surprises nonetheless on those. So just keeping the OPs away, or the champions that they don't want to deal with, either one. But that Gragas top from Smitty J as well was nothing to shrug about, and it won't be a target of a ban. Braum will be the final one away, as no one wants to or gets to play that very, very fun champion, and Thresh will follow suit.
I do feel that Gragas was a situational pick, though, alongside Yasuo and also against Kog'Maw. I'm not sure if Smitty would go for that one again. I'd expect probably not, because they don't have that synergy anymore for Yasuo. And unless Key Stars go for, Kog'Maw, a very immobile AD carry, then maybe Gragas isn't the greatest of picks. However, Thresh was also banned out once again, so a lot of respect to Loop, who played a great Thresh in game number 1. Lee Sin first pick, role reversal, and this time will be going on Winged, and he is known for his incredible Lee Sin, I should say, play.
All right, so Wing Sin has it's fairly named. Gonna see if he can put out the aggression that Broken Shard did as well early on. We'll also see if he gets counter jungled like Broken Shard did early on as well, because that late invade was perfect. They timed out the 3-minute ward so well. And they timed out the 1-minute ward, excuse me, really well. I forgot that they changed the models of the totem wards to look like your actual wards, so it's cool now. It's going to be Irelia for Smitty J, and Heydal is going to get that Lucian for AD carry again.
Yeah, going back to the basics, worked in game number 2, although actually I think he finished the game without a single kill, but he was putting down the cullings, he was forcing players back, and he wasn't getting caught, which is what was happening on Twitch time and time again. So smart picks coming out, I have to say, from SK Gaming Prime. Irelia as well is going to be coming in from them, so no huge surprises for me that Gragas won't get locked in at top.
All right, it could be WaterFox's middle Irelia, and then they get the Gragas for Smitty at top. That'd be pretty fun.
It's possible, but yeah, that would be a bit crazy.
That'd be really weird. You need to go up against another melee, oh geez, there's not too many mid
maybe Zed
melee.
Or something like that.
Yeah, Zed, I guess. He's got too much mobility though. It's got to be somebody without mobility early on, like Kassadin or something. But it's going to be Leona for Loop, and they switch over the Shyvana to Renekton for Mylon up top.
Okay, well, if Leona's been locked in, that would suggest maybe Morgana will be picked up on the opposite side for SK Gaming Prime, for the same reason you picked Morgana against Thresh. Lots of the CC that comes out from Leona can just be blocked away from Black Shield, and maybe they want to try something different with something like a Nami. Only time's going to tell.
All right, so waiting for the next 2 picks up here for SK Prime. Could look for the Morgana, like you said, very staple, but they actually look at a hover over Sona, someone that we don't see all too often, and she has a really tough time against Leona, especially at level 3, where that sweet spot is for Leona to get all of her combo off and get it bursted on top of her. She does have the health of a minion, unfortunately. It's very, very low. And they swap it out. They look at a possible Karma. So Lucian Karma bot lane would be pretty fun. But they just keep toying with me. They look at all these feasible choices, and they may just go for the Nami, as Tycolor's Blessing with the Gunslinger passive is just so strong. And they do lock it in, and it looks like WaterFox is going to pop that placeholder Swain again. Unless it's not a placeholder, then, mid Swain is my thing. I love mid Swain.
Dreams being made for Egad. It's been three games in the making. Maybe he's finally going to go for it. Last time, I think Swain was a placeholder for Vi, and Vi could be the jungler again of choice for Broken Shard here, because he did play it in game number 1, so I guess we'll be notified shortly. Has Swain been locked in, Egad?
Yeah, it was. So I'm not sure if it's placeholder just yet, Like I said before, he gets countered out very hard. Morellonomicon, probably one of the key items that you get against him. They're looking at Vayne from the side of Keith Stars. I'm not sure if that Nautilus is legit, though. Top Nautilus, something that Voyboy played, Season 2? Long time back? I'm not sure if there's any other prominent top lane Nautiluses, but they swap it out, and it'll be look at a Ziggs mid. That's a more feasible pick for Suno, as he doesn't really know his matchup unless I'm not getting any word that Swain is not a legit mid pick, so Actually, I think it's a jungler for Broken Shard. That's what it is. They're holding the Swain for a jungle, and then they're gonna look to counter out Ziggs. So it's Vayne, Leona bot, and Ziggs mid for Suno.
I'm pretty sure Swain will be Vi again. That would make the most sense. But Ziggs and Vayne, okay, that's pretty interesting. Leona's a good support with Vayne. He's going to keep her peeled in fights and will hopefully, from Keystar's point of view, get the farm early game. They may very well go for another lane switch because it's that kind of champion Vayne, similar to Kog'Maw, that desperately needs the farm and will get harassed pretty brutally from Lucian, especially with the Tidecaller's Blessing, like you mentioned previously.
All right, so they jump out of the lobby. What was the mid pick? I couldn't even see. Syndra is going to be the pick for Wadafox, the other one of his key mid laners. What is Swain? Let me ask. All right, so Swain is, I know it's a jungler. J4, Jarvan. Okay, cool. So Jarvan is going to be the jungler there for Broken Shard. So he's been kind of hinting at a reappearance quite often lately in this latest patch.
Yeah, I was going to say that I remember speaking to Broken Shard before he went to Complexity when he used to still play in the EU West. Played a lot of the Challenger tournaments, and back then he rated his top 4 junglers as Lee Sin, Elise, Jarvan, and Vi. So not much has changed for him. And Jarvan is the kind of jungler that can really just make plays he got out of nowhere. The Flag and Dragon, the Cataclysm, especially on characters like Vayne, can lock them down and you can just pick up the pieces afterwards. And on top of that as well, you've got to say, Syndra on top of Jarvan, that's a lot of AoE damage coming out.
Yeah, so you can lead up with the Cataclysm to secure that the orbs connect with the stun and such, if you want to do that. I like the combination. The early level 3 ganks could be very crucial. Jarvan synergizes very well with Nami as well. You Cataclysm into a bubble or bubble into a Cataclysm or Tidal Wave to follow up. It's just really good synergy between the side of SK. Keystar's side as well has some huge wave clear with that Ziggs. The late game is going to be pretty big for them. Vayne as well, something I haven't seen all too often lately. I know that Haim Gosu and all those other Vayne players have been enjoying Blade of the Rune King now more than ever since you can't just go BT anymore. Leona Vayne, a very strong lane, but they lack the range that they could really use against Lucian. And then Renekton versus Aurelia. I think we're going to see a lane swap. I feel like a lane swap is already being hinted at from, I think, Keatstar's side. They want to give Vayne a very safe lane.
Yeah, that would definitely be something they may look towards, because they did it with Kog'Maw as well, and Kog'Maw and Vayne need the same tender loving care at the early levels to get the farm up, especially against a Nami Lucian lane, because if that Aqua Prison lands on Vayne, the follow-up damage is pretty huge and can force Vayne back very early in the game, kind of similar to what Ziz had to put up with on Twitch in that first matchup.
Okay, so we hit the delay timer. We're going to do a quick break, but before that, you can check out probuilds.net for the best builds from the professional players that you love and enjoy to see. And also, you don't forget to check out Logitech gaming gear. They have the best headsets, mice, and keyboards on the market. And with that, we'll go back to a break, and we'll be back with Game 3 of Keystars versus SK Prime. Welcome back, everybody, to the Solomid European Invitational 2014. I'm Igeg, and Jimmy here is Metas, and we're going to be into Game 3 between the Brazilian Pride and Keystars, and the European hope to beat them is SK Prime. We're on to the Rift. I don't think we'll see any crazy invades or anything like that. Wayne got his fabled Lee Sin for the jungle, and Broken Shark going to be playing that Jarvan. Going to see what they want to do for their ganking routes. Everybody's spread out into their 5-point spreads, and it's going to be quite the game after these last two.
Oh yeah, the hype is real for this third game. If you have just joined us, first game went very comfortably in the end to K-Star. Second game was a real brutal matchup. Lots of kills, lots of action globally, but SK Gaming Prime came out ahead there, so it all comes down to this in its best of 3. As you mentioned, everyone lining up, and I'll be quite interested to see if Keystars go for another late invade.
They could do that, but gotta be mindful if they see Broken Shark now. He's gonna drop his own ward. Waiting to get a little bit of damage onto him, harass him out a bit, but he'll just smack him in the face with the polearm, and that'll be the end of their confrontation. Maybe they're gonna look for the late invade. There is a ward placed in that brush. They have the timing on it, and they'll probably wait for it to fade, and they'll go for it. They're looking at a hint at a possible red steal here, and or lane swap, as you know, Loop and BRTT are up on that top side.
Which we were kind of expecting as well, because Vayne is just very vulnerable in the early stages, especially against Nami and Lucian. So the lane switch up makes a lot of sense. This time, though, they are going to be going in late across the ward, so instantly you can see that Broken Shard and also Smitty will be backing on the way. They don't want to have to deal in this 4v2, and doing so, he's going to go and pick up his own blue buff.
Yeah, and very well played by Keith Star, so just deny this one away. Winged snags up the red, he'll get the XP. He'll share a little bit with Mylon, he'll get level 2 though, guaranteed. And are they going to go for some kind of cheeky gank on the Wada Fox? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they just went for like a level 1, just immediate gank in. But Broken Shard's going to do the same, mirror the steal, get a red buff, and not be denied too much. Smitty J's there with him too, so just pretty much the exact same strat from both these top and junglers.
Yeah, pretty much identical buddy system as well from both the solo laners, as Irelia will be just chasing after Jarvan to pick up some of the stragglers here on the Wraith camp. So that's going to leave Syndra and Ziggs in mid already. What the Fox is getting a lot of poke damage down towards Suno's. Used one of his health potions, has another one at his disposal. Coming in for the gank actually. So it's going to be a flag and drag on top of Ziggs. That's going to burn the flash. So nice gank coming in already from SK.
That flag and drag interrupted a satchel charge, so he got knocked up even further in the air than he already put himself. So surprisingly enough, Suno lives. He did have to burn his flash, but still kept his barrier, so good job to him. And Broken Shard showing that he still has the mechanics to play at that. Jarvan, the junglers haven't even hinted at wanting to go anywhere near their lanes, as they are still just sharing XP with their top laners. So gonna be the lonely 2v0 lanes in top and bot, and I think both AD carriers are perfectly content with that one. Well, Suno's taking quite a bit of harass here. Mylon showing himself. It's level 2.
Well, actually, a flash is in there to try and secure this kill. What the fuck has his flash available? So that was a summoner for effectively nothing in return. They did a bit of damage, but that's it. Interesting play.
That also is a huge cooldown for Mylon, so makes it a little bit more susceptible for if he does go back to his lanes.
Yeah, exactly.
Or his lane. Yeah. So it looks like they're still just the buddy pack now. They're like, all right, let's just keep farming together. Why not? It's gonna put Winged a little bit behind, but it's helping out his team overall with getting Renekton in those solo levels. And it looks like Smitty is gonna get some help from Zaitan up top as they leave the top end support there. Loop and BRTT aren't gonna be able to dive or anything crazy like that, so it looks like it'll work out just fine. But Broken Shard gonna run into 2.
Oh, he's just standing still for now, and that's Lee Sin following up. We'll get the scan of the week from What the Fox, the clutch plays though, and he will keep his jungler alive, blocking out for the Q as well, playing bodyguard. Oh my goodness, that was awesome Syndra play.
He waited too for the safeguard to come out. I'm surprised that actually stunned because the ball wasn't there, but it doesn't matter. Wada Fox is going to look to try to hold this one out. Mylon without his flash, Suno without a flash as well. Going to look for a dive still.
Oh, that is going to be first blood, but here comes Jarvan to turn it back around again, but he's jumped in with very low health, and that's going to be 2 kills to Keith Stars, and Leona moving around from the top lane, so they want to pick up this tower, indeed they should do just that, actually.
Alright, so a really early push coming in. They rotate 4 members, one ends up dying, but they traded for a 2-for-1. They end up getting a tier 1 early on, and a really crucial tier 1 in that mid turret. But the only problem with that is now, where is Suno going to go? Is he going to keep on farming this mid lane and risk getting ganked from behind? Or will he join a lane and look to push down another turret?
Decisions for them to make, but looks as though Solomid is going to stay at top now. And now that Vayne has got past the terrifying, first 3 or so levels and is pretty close to hitting level 4, can now afford to come back down towards the bot lane and deal with Ziz. So this has kind of mitigated the weak period of BRT's Vayne. Still, though, is actually a level behind Ziz, so Ziz is able to put down quite a bit of poke damage.
Wing just picked up 2 boots of mobility and then just sold one.
Oops.
Alright, so almost had 2 for his feet. He's gonna go barefoot on one of them. But
fortunately, the undo system came, and otherwise he's a bit screwed there.
Yeah, imagine just running around with 2 pairs of boots of mobility. That'd be pretty rough. Suno may get ganked here though, get stunned up.
He does, and here comes What the Fox as well. Satchel charge this time will get past the tower.
Right?
Ignite enough. No, he just survives and will keep his double buffs as well.
Yeah, just survived to the last tick and timed out pretty well. Smitty's chasing down Mylon though, and both of them pretty low. Gonna look like Winged is pinging his way up there, but he will get spun up by what a stun! And what a Fox!
I gotta say that was poor from Suno. You have to know that Scat of the Week has huge range. You have to expect that to happen.
Unfortunate for him, he goes down. Nice long range jump by Fox. He knows Syndra pretty much inside and out. We've seen him play it time and time again and do very well on that one. And Suno, just a little bit of an underestimation there. They do have Broken Shard in their sights, though. They might go in on this.
Yeah, he's stood on top of a wall, so he is going to go down from the long range Resonating Strike and also Sonic Wave combo. So Broken Shard again caught with his pants down, and he will be back in spawn for another 6 seconds.
Alright, so you would never suspect a ward to be there that early, so some really good supporting coming in from Keith Stars. And now Smitty J in trouble. He takes a bit of damage, but Lee Sin's there. Uh-oh.
Back up again. Oh, that will be a flash, and that was a needed flash as well, because if that Q lands, I don't fancy Aurelia's chances to survive.
Yeah, so a really, really nice job by Wing discerning that early aggression that Lee Sin does apply to the map. And the warding has been phenomenal by Winged, and Keith Stars has just been responding so well. Down bot, haven't really talked about the AD carries too much. They're pretty much relatively even on farm. BRTT, though, has to play it a little bit safer. He did get the early Vampiric Scepter. He's looking to just farm and trade up as well in his favor as he can. And just become that late game Vayne monster. Dragon's currently up. No one's looking at hinting going towards that early on at this stage. It's kind of dulled down a little bit. No more crazy invades or like 3-man, 4-man roams coming out, as I think that phase has ended for both of these teams.
Yeah, and just going back on bot lane, like, yeah, Lucian has a CS advantage, but BRT's okay with this right now because he's still got some farm, and we talked about this before. Once Vayne hits past level 6, that's where really actually gets a spike in damage, a spike in just being able to survive as well with tumbling into invisibility. So already Vayne's okay with this. It looks pretty poor, but in actual fact, Vayne's in a good situation.
Yes, if she's not dying, she's in the best possible situation, so
yeah,
good job to him. BRTT looks for some harass as well, but you know, that heal coming in. But up top, Mylon pops the dominance.
Oh, that's going to be the Transcendent Blades as well, so it's going to be a battle to the death right now, and it's going to be Mylon just about surviving, using the E in his slice and dice to escape. I thought he was a dead man there, so well played by him.
Yep, and a pause comes out from the side of SK. And looks like Broken Shard having a DC problem again, unfortunately. Winged was already making his way down towards bot. I think he got spotted out by a ward of the Tri-Brush there, so he backs on off. And SK looked like this bot lane will be safe for now, as, you know, BRTT little too low, doesn't want to get caught out and burst it out. But either way, Keith Stars have that 1,000 plus gold lead. They have the first third of the game. They have the kill lead. And the lanes are doing relatively okay. Fox is the outstanding member from SK right now, doing a good job against Suno. As well as Heydal has been farmed up on his Lucian pretty well. And it looks like he's back, and we're good to go.
Yeah, this build is well coming in. Actually, as BRT flashes up red at bot lane, he's going to be recalling. Needs to be careful, Broken Shard's coming down. But this build, actually, from Winged is very reminiscent to me of Ku, who's now playing on NIP, where he likes to get the boots of mobility and really zing around that map, trying to set up as many ganks as possible. And in fairness, Lee Sin has been involved with all 3 kills on his team. 1 kill, 2 assists. Dragon's going to be started off, though, for the side of SK Gaming Prime, and no one's close to contest this one.
Alright, and it looks like SK get this first Dragon of the game. They'll get themselves a minor lead. They got a turret down bot. Everybody's rotating in. No chance for a steal as Winged is giving his blue buff over to Suno. And there it goes. 9 minutes and 40 seconds. That dragon goes down. They'll all go back. They'll spend some money. And I just realized that Zaitan is using that wonderful River Spirit Nami skin. He's got 1,400 gold too. He's going back with, so he gets a Frost Fang and a Sight Stone. While it looks like Heydal this time around not rushing Blade of the Ruin King, going straight for an Infinity's Edge.
Yep, that would appear to be the case. Quite a bit of gold accumulated as well on What the Fox's Syndra. 1.5k, just went back and picked himself up the Athene's Unholy Grail. So that's going to give him a bit more power in the mid lane. Again, the 2 top laners going at it. Blow for blow. And Transcendent Blaze just about pushing back this wave. So top tower is pretty low right now from SK Gaming Prime, but it's still alive. Might not be for long though, because Winged is here. 3 players though from SK Gaming Prime moving into position. This could be a 4 versus 2.
Uh-oh, slicing and dicing in. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, he goes in prematurely and he will be punished for that one with a kill. There's the Dominus, somehow survives for now, but there's the calling to pick up the pieces. Winged is now in a really precarious position. Nice mechanical skill to get himself away this far. Should be the kill on Blaze. Zig's ultimate, the Inferno bomb lands, and somehow Wing survives with the Solar Flare as well.
That boosts mobility movement speed, but now here comes Suno.
Yeah, going back in once again. Scatter the Weak was used and flashed through from What the Fox. He desperately wants that kill on Suno. Was unable to do so. Wing gets the kill before falling down to Lucian. So the shutdown in effect on Zeiss. 1-for-1 trade.
Wing could have lived, but Broken Shard would have lived in response. So he's like, you know what, I'm just going to go in, try to juke away, but Zeiss was there to respond. And surprisingly enough, after all of that, it was only a 1-for-1. But, you know, both the top laners did end up dying too, so it was globally 2-for-2. And they're going to look to try to get as much damage onto this tier 1 top turret as possible. But Loop is there. He could look to clear some of that wave line out. Mileline shows up as well. And man, that was a hell of a fight. Turned into a 4v2 into a 4-man dive into just Key started responding perfectly. And meanwhile, BRTT's been staying silent. He's almost got his Blades of the Rune King. He's been slowly farming, but Smithy J gonna not let him keep doing that.
Oh, he is potentially going to go down, has burned the heal. There's the Transcendent Blades load from Smitty J. He is giving hot pursuit, but now Lee Sin moves into position, turning it back around. Q doesn't land, though, and that means they will have to turn tail and run back towards their own towers, because Jarvan the Fourth, Broken Shard, in position top lane as well. Renekton goes down to Ziz. Oh my goodness.
Just underestimating the damage. He's going for a full damage Renekton build. He's got that TM out. He's going for the Hydra. And just paid for it. Now, what a Fox getting initiated on? Gets the stun.
He does. Here comes the tidal wave. Lee Sin goes surfing. Winged will pick up. In fact, he doesn't get the kill. It's the other way around. What the Fox picks up the kill on Winged. So, a 2-for-0 global trade in as many seconds there for SK Gaming Prime. They're really looking to stamp down on this game.
That was amazing CC chaining. They got the stun from Syndra, then the knockup from the Flag and Drake from Jarvan, and then a tidal wave from Zaitan, just to make sure that that kill was secured. Then Unleashed Power comes in for What a Fox, and Wing just dies. That was crazily well coordinated, so good job to SK Prime. Keat Stars, they've been farming up quite a bit. Suno's a little bit behind What a Fox at this point. He's got that extra kill over him. Smitty J against BRTT, though, showing his dominance on that Aurelia. Has Broken Shard on the wings, too, if he wants to try to force something out, but have to be careful. Red buff did respawn, and it looks like Winged is going to be trying to get that one up. No wards, though, from SK Prime to spot it out. Winged is able to just get that one, but they really want to get this kill on BRTT, and they're gonna go for it.
But Lee Sin's coming down as well, so can Vayne survive long enough is the question, and the answer is a resounding no. And she gets slam dunked from Broken Shard. So even though Winged was in around the area, was unable to get close enough, and with that player down for 15 more seconds, look at this, Titan, What the Fox are coming down to bot lane, and they want a 4-man push it.
Alright, so let's do it. Let's see what they got. They are going to look to push this one out, but no, the Ziggs bomb. He's going to be at pesky Ziggs and just clear out that wave and just completely shut down that push. That's the main problem you have to deal with while playing against the Ziggs. His wave clear. He'll stop you at any point in the game if you try to push. But the SK side going to be able to pick up some minions and just back right on out.
Wow, that's a 3-0 Infinity edged up Ziz already in this game, so he is looking pretty strong, to say the least. 1.5k on Jarvan, 1.2 on Syndra once again, as they're going to pick up this blue buff. There we go. So already SK Gaming Prime, they have gold on the right members, but if you look at the overall gold, there's really nothing in this. It's just 1.5k advantage to SK Gaming Prime. Ziz is going to go in deep here. Luke is tankier than he looks, but that's a lot of damage from the culling. Also, the ultimate used from What the Fox, so that is Unleashed Power. 60-second cooldown to go.
Alright, and they're going to go for this turret. They really want to secure this one. Very important turret for them, but Pseudo has the blue buff. He keeps throwing out those bouncing bombs, and it's very tough for them to push in here. He gets the satchel charge. They don't find anything else, but they'll be patient. They have the heals coming in from Zaitan. He's got a bit of mana regeneration with that Frost Fang. And Suno's going to get a refresh blue buff here, unless Hidal has anything to say about it. Doesn't have culling to try to steal like that, but he's not able to steal it away. He's going to try to cut them off, actually. Got to be very careful here. Tidal wave. Red buff is slowing him down, but maybe he gets on the turret. No, he's not going to. Oh, that was very close.
Yeah, very, very close. But will not be securing the kill, but that just goes to show Lucian's damage as Lee Sin falls down from Aurelia, going in too deep, and now Smitty Jane's going to have to try and escape here from the solar flare. Does get caught by it, will be falling. Who picks up the kill? It's going to be Suno Ziggs. Lucian has picked up the middle tower though, and they're looking to push even further. No, they're going to back away. Dragons respawn, free objective.
Smitty's like, I don't care, I'm just gonna dive winged, whatever. And he pays for it with his life, he refreshes double buffs, and now Loop is getting caught out.
Oh, rip. There's not much more to say. Rest in peace. And that's a dragon as well.
Yeah, so SK Prime showing their strength this game. Keystars having a bit of a rougher time this time around. With that catch on the wings, it just set up for them to go straight for Dragon. Then Loop kind of running in blind and gets caught out. Mylon's gonna go into his eyes, but he's gonna be flanked up very immediately here, so he has to back on out. Teleport coming in too from Smitty.
Teleport from Irelia, and this could be way too deep for Mylon. He falls down as well. 4-0 rampaged up Ziz on Lucian. A bit of a strange play, I've got to say, for Mylon. Like, Vayne was close, but he must have known he was outnumbered.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he kept doing that, but they didn't have any wards on the deeper side of that river, so I guess he was like, I think I just caught out Haydal. Maybe the team was finishing up Dragon, and then he was like, oh crap, they just collapsed on me, and there's a teleport too, so paying with his life. And now Keystars, they're on the defensive here. They're down 3,000 gold, down 4 kills, and tied on turrets. So have to play a little bit safer. Mylon not going for a full tanky build, picks up a Giant's belt, and we'll see if that helps him out. While Smitty J, he's been sitting on triple Dorans for quite a while. He just picked up a Sheen and a Zeal, so looking for that Trinity Force as his second item. Broken Shard's going tanky as well. He's got the cloak and the Giant's belt, while Winged is still fairly squishy with only his Spear, the Yellow Lizard. Both mid laners are still looking for their death caps as well, and the AD carry's been kind of silent with them. 4 kills though on Haydal, so he's kind of screaming out, I'm a fed Lucian right now, while BRTT just finished up his Blade of the Rune King and is still sitting 0-1. So has to be mindful of that. They're going for an aggressive invade here, trying to get that deep ward coverage that they had last game. They're going to Winged.
Oh, Wing taking so much. Tidal Wave,
Tidal Wave.
It's actually What the Fox though that picks up the kill at the end. But still, they get their man. 25-second respawn timer. And they very well may move down towards the bot lane. There is a ward there. That's going to give K-Stars enough notice to pull themselves back. But still, it's amazing to me how different game 1, 2, and 3 have gone, where now it seems to be that K-Stars are constantly being caught out of position.
It's the adaptation from SK Prime. They're like, alright, we learned that we need to get more aggressive wards in, need to control vision better. And that's what they've been doing. They've been getting picks for it. They're getting really rewarded by it. And their lanes did better this time around too, in game 2 and this game. So showing their strengths this time around. And Wada Fox got to play Syndra, got to play Yasuo. All of his comfort picks here. As they're going to go for a red steal, so you got to be very careful.
They do. Q lands on Smitty, but I don't think that Winged is too interested in following that one up. Red buff is going to be falling down any second now. Question is, who's going to pick it up? Aqua Prism not quite landing, and it will be Broken Shard who secures the red. Now going to back on away. And that's the smart play, although Lee Sin falls down once again. The burst damage from What the Fox was massive. Chunked through everything. Didn't need his Ignite though. So that was just a couple of Qs followed by an ultimate, and now Lucian's going to go in, and it's like Keystars just lining up to get knocked down with 2 players dead. This looks like it could very well be the tower being pushed in, but Smitty J, what are you doing? Why
that was weird. Alright, Ziggs comes out again.
I'm trying to figure out what Smitty J's thought process was, and I'm drawing a blank.
I think he was like, you guys can take up the turret from me, right? And he just walked on through, and then it was like, oh crap, Leono's here, and just got CC'd and died, so. They make it 2 for 1. They still steal the red buff, and Keystars definitely get a kill that they need. But he's only 1 in 3, so they don't really pick up too much off of him. And BRTT, he got a kill, for sure. That's definitely something he needs to get going. He's actually past the CS of Zayas, but he's still 4 kills down and quite a bit of items down. As it's going to be like a full crit build coming out from Haydal at this point, too. He's got an Infinity's Edge, he's got a Zeal. It looks like he's going for Shiv, so could have some wave clear in that, too. And Vayne, not known for her huge health pool, that's for sure. So a few crits and she just goes right on down.
Yeah, even with the Blade of the Rune King, will be falling down quickly. And having a quick look at the aforementioned Vayne, the difference between the gold of the AD carries, 8.2k for Lucian, 6.2 for Vayne. So it just goes to show 2,000 gold difference right now. Lucian will be going back to spawn. What's he going to pick up? Static Shiv. So interesting again that now Lucian isn't a set build path. You got Blade of the Rune King thrown in there, Triforce is thrown in there, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, and looks like he's going for all the auto attacks and the ultimate damage.
True that. So Now, with the backs coming through, it looks like Winged is getting a little bit tankier. The side of SK Prime is going to be looking to go towards Baron Pit now. Pings are coming out, pink wards are getting dropped, and there is one ward in the pit though. They haven't noticed or cleared out, so they're going to try to bait this out and make Keystars think that they're doing it. But Keystars are well aware that they are not doing it, so they won't fall for any kind of tricky baits. There's pings coming out though. They really want to check to make sure they clear out some wards and try to contest the Baron at least. But no one's going for it. Bubble's looking for a catch. They can't really get anything. SK Prime needs to just force their advantage. They're so far ahead at this point. Haydal has his Shiv and his Infinity's Edge. So Titan hasn't even died on Nami yet. Neither has Haydal, so they're just going perfect for this bot lane right now. Got to push that advantage that they have, but you know, pushing up against Pseudo on the Ziggs very, very hard. He's got the rod. He's got a bunch of damage, and they drop another pink ward in the pit. They're like, all right, this is why they're not coming towards us.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to bait out, and there's a ward the whole time. So Cases are like, look, they're not on Baron. Let's not fall for this one. But now the war has been picked up. They're going to be engaging on this one. Loop is taking a lot of damage. Pretty tanky. Leona, Solar Flare only lands onto Broken Shot, but that's all they needed to get themselves out of this one. Necro Inferno Bomb from Ziggs only hit Zayton, so a couple of ultimates hitting just the one player, and that puts SK Gaming Prime in a very strong position.
All right. They're going to sweep out some wards. They're going to look to go straight towards this objective, and they should be able to bait and or just flat out clear it out. They have a ton of damage at this point. You already see Baron melting, and it's going to force a response here. Stun doesn't connect, though. They're going to go into What a Fox. Tidal Wave. Oh, it hits 3.
Oh, down the corridor, knocks everybody up into the air. Now they're turning onto BRT. He has to flash away. Irelia is chasing, though. They get the first 2 kills. Suno's going to fall as well. 3 for 0. Turn back around, pick up the Baron.
Oh, What a Fox! Wings with the sneaky play finds the side of the Resonating Strike. They're very low. They can try to contest this. Uh-oh. Is this the throw? There's a ward in the pit. Sonic Wave comes through.
Yeah, I called I'll turn around and pick up the Baron. What I wasn't factoring in is that Syndra would end up getting killed, and that's going to stop that one. Lucian does get himself the kill, goes dominating, but Wings is still alive, and that's the key point.
Oh,
I say he's still alive. Flag and Drag comes up, he falls down, and that will be all she wrote. But the good news is they stopped the Baron from falling, so in that way it was somewhat of a minor success, although Smithy J is now turning back around. Broken Shot's too low, he has to recall.
Alright, so hold off Baron. There's still 5,000 to go behind, but holding up that Baron was probably the key thing for them. They did pick up 1 kill on What a Fox, and they didn't kill Zaytan. I think they didn't kill Zaytan, and that's the best they can make of it. Stop the Baron at least, clear the pink wards, and then reset it here. Try to make sure that they don't lose Baron and don't lose the next fight, because they're still a few items behind. And What a Fox almost one-shot BRTT with just his ultimate, so BRTT has to be so careful at this point. And even the Mikhails and Zaytan, even with the new price point, it's still going to be a huge item for SK Prime. Stop a stun from, Renekton or a slow from Winged or anything like that. They get a free dragon, and it's kind of becoming that slow inevitable pace where SK Prime know they have a huge lead and know that they can keep pressing their advantages, but they just don't want to throw it. They can't force Baron, don't want to lose a fight there, so we'll keep it slow, keep it steady, and just try to suffocate them out.
That's it, exactly. Suffocation is the order of the day right now for SK Gaming Prime, and they are playing very safe, but that's the smart way forward. We know that K-Stars are phenomenally good players, so you don't want to give them any extra lifelines. And now coming in, this could be another catch. It's going to be BRT. No, he uses Final Hour, which will get him invisible with the tumble. Beautiful Solar Flare lands on 4 players. It's not going to be enough, though, to stop the onslaught, because Culling's been used from Ziz, and now we're going to be turning tail on top of my line. And oh my goodness, that Cataclysm was huge! And also the Unleashed Power, just to pick it up. Double kill coming through. A 4 for 2 trade in favor, once again, of SK Gaming Prime. Oh, that's close.
Suno looking for some kind of snipe, but can't find it. And there was some really good kiting from Keystars right there. BRTT got the peel that he wanted. He was laying into people, but then that stun and Cataclysm came in together perfectly from SK Prime and was so good. But now the stun connects mid-air!
Oh, rip. He's dead.
Yep.
8-0 is now. Oh my goodness, that is a big Lucian. He just went back previously. How much gold? Nearly 2,000.
Jesus. Alright, so you get the 2-2. Ziz and Zaytan still haven't died. 1-0 and 16 on Nami, that's a phenomenal score for a support right now. And like you said, 8-0 and 8 right now on Adal. Just a monster on this Lucian. Definitely need to try to ban away from that. You gotta keep that away from him. That is one of probably his best champions from what I've seen so far.
Egad, this is why I was hitting my head against the desk when he picked Twitch in the first game of Lucian Open. I was like, dude, Lucian's Open. You're incredible on this champion. Why aren't you picking him? But either way, the rest is history. Broken Shard could very well be caught out of position here. They don't want to go too hard because they don't know where the rest of SK are. So, a smart play, they probably could have picked up the kill, and in doing so, they do back on off.
All right, and we're back to the same point where pink wards and sweepers and everything around Baron Pit is key. I'm surprised they're not just like letting Spitty just go down bot, let him split push. He's a monster at this point. He could just destroy turrets, and let him just be that split pushing person. But he's staying with the team. He's doing what he can to help out. His teleport is up, so that's what's really surprising me here. Just let him go bot. Let him do his thing. He'll most likely get a tier 2. If not, force 2 or 3 people down there to kill him. But they're actually too many Baron right now with Broken Shard and with Hadal. But now Suno just walks in.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well that sure has a lot of burst. Tidal Wave going to be missing. But the damage has already been done. Ziggs is dead for 33 seconds. He's used his ultimate. Ziz took the brunt of that damage though, so he's pretty low. But can they juggle the damage now from Baron? They're forcing them back. As What the Fox is constantly knocking his Scatter the Weak to knock any enemies away. That is going to be Baron. So they pick up the Baron. Are they going to engage off this one? K-Stars are out of position. They're also split up completely. Mylon's been caught. He is going to be falling down, although he is pretty tanky at this stage. In fact, no, he's not tanky. He's gone for full damage, just the Sunfire Cape, and he falls down.
Man, Suno just walking in blindly there. He threw the ultimate out, but it looked like he tunnel visioned and just was like, oh crap, there's 3 people in front of me, and just died. So that's Baron, that's a kill, that's going to be Inhibitor. And if they're lucky, they won't end the game here from SK Prime side. But K-Stars, they need to hold this. They have to try to at least. And SK Prime will back off. They'll play it safe. They have 2 tier 2s still to take in top and bot. They can get some wards out. But for now, it's just really rough for K-Stars. Like, they're doing their best to clear it out. Even Suno has a huge amount of farm at this point. He's still beating Wadafox in farm, which Ziggs normally just tends to do it by himself. He's just such a good passive farmer. But they haven't been able to find the right fights. Just these stuns from Wadafox and the Syndra that's that range. They just don't underestimate it. There it is again, going on the loop. They go in at BRT.
BRT gets flag and dragged on up, Cataclysm as well, and yes, he did survive, but he's got no health to deal with right now. He will be falling as Smitty J goes back in for take number 2, is now aggressing on Mylon, who, as we spoke about before, is pretty much vulnerable right now, as even with his Dominus on up, he's not that tanky. Go back in, Shutdown comes into effect though, and there is another tidal wave from Nami landing on the key players, 2 for 1, and with the Baron buff, they're going to be able to regen pretty quickly.
Oh, he flashed and he got the stun, but Suno didn't die.
So close.
Nice barrier. If there was one more orb there, he would have definitely died, but not enough orbs for Wadafox, and with losing Zyza as his first death of the game, that's a huge gold bonus over to whoever picked up that kill. I don't know, I couldn't tell, but
Suno picked up.
He overextended so far. Oh, so Suno got it? That's a huge amount of gold for him.
Yeah, 500 gold bounty for him. So yeah, as you're saying, that is a nice little pickup. But has the damage already been done, Egad? They've lost an inhibitor. In fact, they didn't. Yes, they did lose the inhibitor. I'm second guessing myself in the mid, and they have the Baron as well. So if they were just to kind of push down at bot or top lane, there's not a great deal that K-Stars can do about it right now.
All right. So K-Stars, they have a bit of a window here to farm up, get some more items, try to do what they can. Baron's not going to be relevant for a little while. Baron buff has a little while left on the side of SK Prime. They're looking to ping out this tier 2 towards bot and try to secure that objective. While BRTT is still farming up, he almost has his last Whisper. That's a key point for him to get that item, and then he'll start shredding through people. But let's see, how much money does he currently have? 400, so he's a ways off from that. But they're going to be forced to defend out here. There's going to be Super Minions still pushing mid, so you got to keep a mind out for that. While Ziggs ultimate clears out waves perfectly fine. Broken Shard's like, I don't care, I'm just going to take it up. And once they see Vayne, they just back on out. And it'll be a free dragon as Hadal is able to just solo it and come back over to his team. They're going to leave Smitty J finally split pushing by himself. They found a stun, but not going to dive it, and that turret's going to go down. They have to back up from Keystar before they get dove.
So they are poised to pick up this tower, and yeah, SK starts doing the right play. They're going to back on off. They realize this tower is too low. This is going to allow Smitty J to run rampant at the top lane on Mylon, who really doesn't want to have to go 1v1 against that Irelia. A long way ahead, flag and drag in towards Suno, does get the Cataclysm as well, but there's the burst damage to follow up. However, this is one of the first times that BRT's been allowed to unleash. He will be falling down very quickly though, courtesy of a double kill from Syndra. Going back in once again, culling out as well, and all the damage is being placed down. A 3 for 1, and again, SK Gaming Prime in prime position to pick up this game.
Alright, Suno's going to do what he can to clear out this stuff, but it looks like he's not going to be able to. Just ignore Suno and Mylon. They will actually just burst down Mylon there. That's the crits coming in as Adol's just too strong. And with that, the second Nexus turret goes down, Suno gets knocked up, and he actually starts to charge back in, but it doesn't look like he's able to actually defend this. He gets 1 kill. GG comes out. Keat Stars, they go out, and they'll be in a loser's bracket now as SK Prime, they take down Keat Stars. I didn't expect that actually, but they brought it back in game 2 and 3, so very, very strong showing from them.
Just goes to show that What the Fox and also Ziz, if they get on comfort picks, they are formidable opponents. And yeah, after that first game, I think a lot of people, myself included, were expecting Keat Stars to just run through this and 2-0 it. But in SK Gaming Prime's, to their credit, really, they bounced back with a vengeance, man. They really came back in that second game.